Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Wednesday, the 2nd of April 2025. Today's Millwall news. We start off with this. We've got some more details about the end of season awards night. They're going a bit upmarket, shall we say, to some extent. It's not being held at the Den. So, this is from millfc.co.uk, Millwall Football Club's 24-25 end of season awards night. Millwall Football Club is delighted to announce that its 2024-25 end of season awards night will take place on Tuesday the 22nd of April at the Doubletree by Hilton London, Docklands Riverside. If you don't know where that is, that's in Rotherhithe. That's opposite the river banks from the Canary Wharf area. Beginning at 6 p.m. and with carriages at midnight. The night will see the Lions celebrate the campaign with a host of awards up for grabs. The club's first team squad and coaching staff will be in attendance. The evening will commence with a drinks reception, followed by a free-course meal, the awards presentation, and much more, including entertainment and an auction. Aaron Paul will host the night, which has limited availability. Aaron Paul, you may know of him. He was on Acton Millwall, Nick Hart's podcast. He's now doing bits and pieces, and he's now. I think what is he doing now? He's doing. Is he doing BBC Radio London Breakfast or something like that? Or I don't know. It might be hosting the one show. He's doing something. He's working his way up, shall we say. He was doing BBC Radio London stuff, and now he's doing other stuff. So, always a good listen, especially on the Acton Millwall podcast. So, tables with options including having two first-team squad members sat with you start at £1,000 plus VAT. The commercial team will email to offer and confirm tables with people who have previously registered interest. If you would like to register your interest, please do so through the form below. Dress code is lounge suit and formal dress. Well, I don't know if I can get into a formal dress, but I'll give it a go. Are you interested in sponsoring the end of season awards night? Opportunities available. For further information, contact commercial sales at millfc.co.uk, and they've got this form, that you can fill in. And so there you go. So Tuesday the 22nd. So obviously, I don't know why they seem to be fixed on this date, which brings it with it a number of problems in that we play a game at the Den the day before. So it's going to be a long old week for the players and staff. They've got a game on Good Friday. I don't know what they're doing on Saturday or Sunday, but then they've got a game on Monday. So I don't know if they're going to come in early on Monday and do a bit of warming up and training or what. You would imagine they'll do that on Sunday. No rest for them. Man. Yes. And then, they play Easter Monday. And then on Tuesday, after Easter Monday, they got this down the road. And I assume they're doing it down the road because it would just take too much effort and cost in terms of staffing to turn over the Den, to clean it all up and then set the tables up. And then you're using the same staff who are probably staffing the game, the hospitality staff. So they probably outsourced it. So they'll be, it's up to the Hilton Hotels staff. They're the people who will be running it. So they'll be doing all that stuff. So I don't know. Is that helpful or not? I don't know. But maybe that's bumped up the cost a bit. Or less money for Millwall in terms of profit, obviously. We'll see about that. But there you go. Now, obviously, part of the end of season awards night is the player of the season. And they've just announced it's open, I think. They've just announced this today as well. This is from millfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Vote for your 24-25 Millwall Supporters Club Player of the Season. Remember, this is run by Millwall Supporters Club, MSC. I think you have to be a member or a season ticket holder. So voting is now open for your Millwall Supporters Club 24-25 Player of the Season. Who is your man? Ryan Leonard won the award last season, but has he done enough to retain his crown? No, because he was injured. So he missed 2 months. In my opinion, you can't be Player of the Season if you don't play for most of the season. Just me. I mentioned it before. Obviously, Jafet Tangang and Casper Noor performed admirably all season long. Do either of them get your vote? Others in the frame consists of the likes of Femi Aziz, who has excited on the wing superbly across the campaign, whilst Mihailo Ivanovic and Tristan Kramer have impressed since their arrivals. No Jake Cooper? I guess they don't need to gas him up. Like, he's a fan favourite, isn't he? Because he's a good-looking lad. All the ladies love him because he's like 6'6". They're obsessed with tall fellas, aren't they? Women, if you're less than 6 foot, don't even bother. So it's time to choose your favourite. Voting closes at 5 p.m. on Monday, the 14th of April. So we have. So don't rush in to vote yet, because we've got 3 games before this closes. We've got the Portsmouth game on Saturday. We've got the Sheffield United away game on Tuesday. We've got the Middlesbrough home game Saturday week. So there's 3 games left. So I think maybe on Sunday the 13th I'll make a video just telling you who I voted for and why, and maybe who you should vote for. But I imagine most of you will probably vote before then, when you probably vote on the Saturday. They might have slips on Saturday, or I don't know if they do that anymore, if it's all online or what. Because obviously this is online. You see, well, that's the wrong thing, I think. Where's the link? Oh, here, vote here, and that takes you to a Google form, a Google document form to fill in. So yeah, I don't know if they still do in-person voting, but if they do, it'll probably be at the Middlesbrough home game. But I'll probably wait till after that game to vote. So there you go. Now, could it be Joe Bryan? Probably not, but I mean, he's made the EFL Team of the Week 2 weeks in a row, and that has been noticed and mentioned upon by Alex Neil. This is from the southwarknews.co.uk. Joe's performing very well. Alex Neil praises Joe Bryan as Mill defender makes EFL Team of the Week for a 2nd week in a row. Alex Neil praised Joe Bryan after the left-back was named to the EFL Team of the Week for the 2nd week in a row. Bryan, 31, was named to the Who Scored Team of the Week in consecutive weeks for his performances in the Lions' 1-0 win against Stoke City on March 15th and their 1-0 loss to Sunderland last Saturday, March the 29th. Per Who Scored, against the Black Cats, the ex-Fulham defender made 7 tackles, 7 clearances and completed 5 dribbles, giving him a rating of 8.66. Oh, Joe's performing very well just now, Neil told Newsden. When I first came in, there was a couple of bits of defensively, we needed to try and sort of brush up on, if you like. I think he's been very, very consistent recently, his use of the ball is excellent, his reading of the game's good. His mobile, early, he's underestimated as well, and people tried to kick him, and, he's very, very dominant there. And it's the same for the rest of the lads, but it's just about trying to give him as many clear messages as we can, Ultimately, when they cross the white line, it's their decision-making, their individuals, their choices in possession and out of possession will determine how they play, and I just try and give them the structure and the framework to help them within the game, and Joe's responded really well to that, so I've been really pleased with how he's done. Yeah, he has certainly improved under Alex Neil. Very, very much so. Very, very much so. This is the Joe Bryan that we thought we were getting when we first signed him. Indeed. So, moving on to this, also from southwarknews.co.uk. The anatomy of a penalty save. I think it was his knee. Lukas Jensen don't break down, how he saved Luke O'Neill's spot kick in Mill's 1-0 loss to Sunderland. There was a nervous hush around the Stadium of Light as Luke O'Neill stood over the ball. Sunderland had been in cruise control for 87 minutes, but their one goal lead was vulnerable to a late equaliser. And Alex Neil's triple change in the 79th minute had sparked a late Mill surge that made the crowd uneasy. This was the Black Cats' chance to stamp out any potential comeback. The Lions were caught in transition. Japhet Tanganga caught Romain Mundle late in the box, and referee Robert Madley instantly pointed to the spots with his outstretched finger. Any chance of a Millwall point would be lost if O'Neill found the back of the net. Only one man stood between Sunderland and the guaranteed 3 points. Lukas Jensen. The Danish goalkeeper stuck his arms out, crouched, and then correctly dove to his left, saving the ball with his knees. The game was still alive. The Lions pushed for a goal and had a golden opportunity to score in injury time, but could not quite find the equaliser. Millwall lost the game, yet were only in the tie until the end because of their goalkeeper. O'Neill's penalty was weak, but Jensen was at a distinct disadvantage before he fired his effort. As are all goalkeepers, the expected goal of a penalty is .788, or to put it alternatively, roughly 78.8% of every penalty is converted. Goalkeepers attempt to give themselves every advantage possible, and that starts in training. We do our analysis the day before, so the whole goalkeeping union sits together and looks at the 3 or 4 most likely takers, or what side they're going to go, and you work on the patterns and all that type of stuff, and so you give yourself the best chance to save a penalty. Marshy stands and shows it from my side as well, so I've got double coverage of the potential side he's going to shoot in. It wasn't a very good penalty, I must admit, but it's a save on my end, and penalty is definitely in the attacker's favour. To be on the receiving end as a goalkeeper and actually make the save is just something I have to be happy about. It was an awkward one because it was actually under hit, if you ask me, so I nearly dived too far. It hit my knee. And it was not even with my hand or anything. It just hit my knee and then it just went wide. And I think what goes unnoticed is Jake Cooper. People have to rewatch it and then focus on what he does, because he actually makes the second block from the second shot, and he literally sprints back and then tries to get in front of the goal and make the block or just clear the ball. So that's nearly equally as good as the save. Research ahead of the game is not only strategies goalkeepers employ to gain an advantage. Aston Villa and Argentina goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez went viral during the World Cup for disrupting opposition players by throwing the ball away, wasting time, or generally playing mind games, and it worked. In the World Cup final against France, he saved 2 penalties in the shootout to ensure Argentina won their 3rd World Cup. While Jensen does not quite go that far, he still attempts to play mind games. I heard a funny quote from Castle Schmeichel. What he tries to do in penalty situation is, he goes very close to the striker and try to put them off or get in their head, and you've just got a little bit in their head and you've already done your job, because then they'll give you an indication or they'll lose confidence as to what side they're going to put it in. I'm just trying to do something similar. It doesn't work very often because the higher level you get to, the calmer they're going to be, and obviously they want to know what side they're going to shoot in. But if I can do it just a little bit, I can help myself. I faced 3 penalties this year. I saved one. One's been put over the bar, and what you could say is that because of me, and then I've just conceded one. So essentially, I'm 2 for 3, which I believe is quite good for the season. You have to be a little crazy in those situations just to try and do something not ordinary, because then the taker will start thinking about it, and hopefully it will put him off a little bit. But try and be as big as you can. And my favourite one is Thibaut Courtois. He looks so massive in the goal, and if a goalkeeper looks that big in the goal, the striker has to think about it. And I'm just trying to do the same because I have a similar physical aspects to him. So I'm just trying to do the same as him and then make the save. Indeed. And he did save it. He did save it. It was a poor penalty, But he did save it, and, fair play to him. What does he do? He says, well, I did save the penalty, but, I mean, did you see what Jake Cooper did? Jake Cooper, wasn't he fantastic? Round of applause for Jake Cooper. Now, moving on to this. Alex Neil's already bigging up the opposition at the weekend. Is he setting us up for... is he trying to damper our expectations? I don't know. So this is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, the South London Press's website. They're underestimated. Millwall boss delivers Portsmouth verdict ahead of Championship clash. Millwall boss Alex Neil believes that Championship rivals Portsmouth are underestimated. Last season's League One winners and close to securing their second-tier status at the first time of asking, with John Massinio's side points clear of safety in 7 games of the season left to go. The Lions are 6 points clear of Pompey and need to win to keep their hopes of sneaking into the playoffs alive. Well, they're a good side, Neil told the South London Press. They had a really difficult game at their place, and we had a couple of good chances to win the game, but, we had to defend along spells. And in terms of moving the ball and creating opportunities, I thought they were good. I've watched quite a lot of their games this year, and I think they're underestimated over the last 15 or 16 games. The most aggressive teams in terms of getting the ball back have been awesome. Portsmouth, they've beaten Leeds recently, and they're going to be aggressive and get after the ball, and they're going to make it difficult to play against them. Equally, we know if we play well, we have a good chance of picking up some points. So, there's that too. Now, moving on to an update on the ticket situation for the Portsmouth game. There are limited tickets remaining in certain areas of the stadium. This is from millwallfc.co.uk. And who can blame them? I know football is a winter sport, but I mean, it's so good to go and watch a game Saturday at 3 o'clock when the sun is shining and it's warm, it's bright, it's sunny. It's a fantastic thing to do. And that's what's going to be happening this weekend. Minimal seating remains in the Barry Kitchen and Dockers stands, with the best availability in the Coldblow Lane stand and Zampa's family stand. Elsewhere, and this is 2 days, 17 hours, 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Elsewhere, please know that only a few seats remain on official club coach travel to next Tuesday's fixture at Sheffield United. And the pre-match stadium tours ahead of the Portsmouth, Middlesbrough and Norwich City games are all sold out. So there you go. Isn't that great? Now, got to bring you this. I'm still waiting for the TV selections. So there's this page. This page, the TV game selection process page, has been on the EFL.com since, they first announced the deal. When they first launched Sky Sports Plus, and they told us, this is how it's going to work. They're going to get 4 weeks in advance, or they're going to do what did they do? They did 3 months. No, they did 3 months in advance, and they did up until January, and then from January they've been doing 4 weeks ahead. And I'm like, they didn't announce it last week, and what's going on with that? And I'm pretty sure. I can't be certain, but I think they've edited this, because I think a lot of people have been saying where are the changes for the games on Saturday the 26th of April. So apparently, selections for matches scheduled for the penultimate weekend of the regular season will be made by the broadcasters 3 weeks in advance, not 4 weeks in advance, 3 weeks in advance. And if you didn't know what the word penultimate means, it means not the last one, but the one before the last one. So that's Swansea at home for us. So that game, technically, could still be moved, but I don't think it will be, because there's not much to play for. However, it also says selections for matches scheduled for the final weekend of the regular season will be made by broadcasters the week before. Well, hang on a minute. Now, here's the thing. Every single game on the last day of the season has been moved already. It's been moved to 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday. Burnley away is at that time. So what that means is, obviously, they still have to select the games for the television channels rather than the streaming service, because some people still get their Sky through the satellite dishes and not through the Wi-Fi, you know. So that's what that. So on Sky Sports Football, Sky Sports Main Event, I think they're probably going to show 3 games. They usually show 3. So that's what that's about. So we wait to see. There's still only one game that could be moved through ours. That's Swansea at home. We wait maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But it'll be this week. Not it wasn't last week. It's going to be this week because it's 3 weeks instead of 4 weeks. So I'm sure that's going to make a lot of difference. But again, I think they've edited this because I don't think that was there before. Now, the latest loan watch from millwfc.co.uk. All of Mill's loanlies have been in action over the last few days. At Woking, Chinockley played both games of Woking's home doubleheader as the Cars defeated Braintree Town 2-1 and drew 1-1 with Rochdale. Shamar Lawson, meanwhile, played the final 10 minutes of the meeting with the Essex side, whilst he was replaced at half-time of the draw with Dale. In Kent, Tom Lee was instrumental with Maidstone United with 4-0 winners over Boreham Wood in the Vanarama National League South. I think he assisted. I see some of the goals. I think he definitely crossed in for one of the goals. With Kamal Grant involved as Bromley drew 1-1 at Newport County in Sky Bet League 2 on Tuesday night. Adam Mail was an unused substitute. That point followed a 3-2 home defeat for the Ravens on Saturday as they were beaten by Salford City. Grant and Mayer playing 60 and 70 minutes respectively. Cavalli Hayward was involved in the final half hour of Crazy Wanderers' 2-1 home defeat to Dover Athletic, and I think I saw that he's injured, so I'm not sure about that. Kevin Nisbet's good recent form in Scotland continued as he netted a late brace in Aberdeen's 4-1 cinch Premiership success over Motherwell. Yeah, we know about that because obviously it sparked more conversation about Aberdeen trying to sign him permanently in the summer. And obviously we got upcoming fixtures for the weekend, Saturday the 5th. A few games there. Obviously they're not mentioning Henry Hearn here. He's still out on loan. He did get injured, so I don't know if they while he's injured they're not mentioning him, but there are some games going on there. Ross County versus Aberdeen. That should be a cracking game. Now, gonna talk about the under-14s. Not a thing you normally discuss. I mentioned it last year because they got to the final of this competition, the national final, and they lost to Manchester United. And who played for Manchester United? It was Kai Rooney, the son of Wayne Rooney, and Michael Carrick's son. So they were in the Manchester United team that beat Millwall. And here we go. So Millwall under-14s reached the Albert Phelan Cup South final. And you can see him there celebrating. It looks like he's celebrating a goal. I don't know if he's celebrating a goal or a win. Taking out his shin pads. 3-16, if you know, you know. Mill's under-14s proudly contested the Albert Phelan Cup South final last weekend. The Lions were 2-0 up against Chelsea, but were to unfortunately slip to a 4-2 loss. Millwall won the South final last season before being defeated by Manchester United in the national final. In 24-25, the Lions topped a group which included Arsenal, Bryan and Hove Albion, and Charlton Athletic, before beating West Ham in the quarter-final and Reading in the semi-final to reach the final, which was against Chelsea. So congratulations. So yeah, there you go. And I think, I'm not too sure, but I read somewhere, so it's hard to find any details about any of this stuff, because obviously it's under 14s, you know, they're kids. Let them play. But obviously you do find out when they get to the finals. I think at this level they don't play in a league. I think they just play like various cups that last through the season. So, because obviously I think as well, I think they might play for their like schools as well, or other things, something like that. So yeah, I think that's the case. I'm not too sure. Like I said, it's under 14s. Don't really get involved in that. Now, I'm going to finish with this. Again, from millwallfc.co.uk. Very busy today. Got a load of kids at the den in the West Lower, it looks like. Taking a picture. What's going on? Well, Welling Secondary School visit Carl Smith at the under-21s game. Yeah, so 52 students from Welling Secondary School, the former school of Carl Smith, visited the den on Tuesday afternoon, taking in Millwall's under-21's 4-1 professional development league win over Barnsley. Students from the school's football programme and from years 9 to 13 cheered on the right back to 3 points. Carl was in the class of 2020 at Welling School. We hope you all had a great day. So 2020, that was 5 years ago. And he's in the front row there next to the guy wearing the red jacket. But you can see, there they are posing for a photograph in front of an advert for the Knowledge from TFL, which is funny. But there you go. And what a cracking game they saw. Mill 4-0 up and then finished 4-1. Fantastic. So there you go. That's the Millwall news for today. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.